Okay, to hope I'm going to teach you chapter 6.3. This is expansion using special algebraic identities. After you have learned this, you can do exercise 6C. Don't try and do it before you actually listen to me. Okay, the first part of you must know how for this the objective of this particular topic is you must know how to expand three types of uh, special algebraic identities. The first type is this. First type is, for example, a plus b square. The second type that you must know how to expand is a minus b square. And the third type is a plus b, a minus b. So in this lesson, I'm going to cover all these three types. And you can do it the long way. That's what you have learned so far. But the whole idea of this 6.3 is to teach you a shortcut. So eventually we leave it up to you whether you want to use the long way of expansion is something that you're familiar with or you want to use this shortcut. Okay. Before I start this lesson, let me share with you the misconception many students have. Okay, let me give you an example. 1 plus 3 square. Many students, the misconception that students have is that this is equals to 1 square plus 3 square. They think that the square applies to both. This is wrong. I will show you why. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 square is actually 16. Am I right? What is 1 square is 1. What is 3 square? It is 9. It is 10. Clearly, these two are not equal. So the misconception is you must realize that a plus b square, let me erase. You need to realize that when it comes to square, a plus b square, it is not, never a square plus b square. It is not. Okay? I'll prove to you why it is not. Let's focus on the first type of question first. On this only, the first type. We know that a plus b square. What is this equals to? Can you imagine what is 2 square? 2 square is 2 times 2. 9 square is 9 times 9. Similarly, a plus b square is actually equals to a plus b times a plus b. Now with this in place, then you can do the usual expansion. You take a and then you multiply by a plus b, and then you take b, you multiply by a plus b. You multiply this with everything, and then you multiply this with everything. And then if you expand again, this become a square plus ab plus ba and ab are the same, so I'm going to write ab plus b square. Can you see this is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square? So if I were to summarize, a plus b square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. This is a formula. Clearly, you know the a square plus b square is not a square plus b square only. There's another part of 2ab. So in the exam, you can choose to do this. You can either take this long cut of doing this, or you just use a shortcut. Just use this formula. How to use this formula? Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example. Let me just change the color. For example, 1 plus 3x. 1 plus 3x square. Example 1. What is this equals to? This is what I will do. This is called A. This is called B. I will put square plus 2 times of a square plus 2ab plus b square. And I will just put the a inside. A is 1. A is 1. b is 3x, b is 3x. And the answer becomes 1 plus 6x plus 9x squared. The expansion is very simple. Instead of doing the long method, we try that again with another example. If you need, you can pause the video so you can try. Let's try 1 plus 5y squared. Again, it's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. I'll put a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. This is a, this is a, and this whole thing is b. So I'll just put over here 1. A is 1. Don't put a. You need to put the number back. And 1. And 5y, need to put 5y, 5y. So these two are the a and these two are the b. And then you'll get the answer as 1 plus 10y plus 25y squared. This is a faster expansion. This only works when a plus b whole thing square. Now let's see whether you have understood. You try this question. I'm going to pause for a while for you to try this by yourself. 2x plus 3 square. Pause the video to see whether you have understood how to do this. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer right now. Again, the same method. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And this time a is equals to, this is a and this is b. So I put 2x, 3, 3. The square applies to both 2 and x, so it becomes 4x squared plus 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, 12x plus 9. I hope you understand. I'm going to give you a final example. Example 4. This time let's try with a fraction, maybe half y plus 3 square. It doesn't change. It's still the same. Put a square plus 2ab plus b square. And in the case, a is equals to half y. So I put half y, and I know b is equals to 3. 3 and 3. So then the answer becomes half of this is 1/4 y square plus 2 times half times 3 is 3y plus 9. That's it. We cannot simplify it any further. So let's go back to the original objective. The objective is you must know how to expand a plus b square. So for example, if I give you a question like this, you should be able to answer it. I'm going to try one question from exercise 6C. Exercise 6C, question 1B. So after this, you can copy this inside your workbook. They ask you to expand 10 plus 105y square. So again, this is square plus 2ab plus b square. Again, what is a? This is a. So I put 10 here and 10 here. And let me find what is b. This is b. This is 1/5 y, 1/5 y. 10 squared is 100. 20 divided by 5 is 4y plus 1/25y squared. Remember the y is on top, not at the bottom. Do not put it at the bottom. Do not do this 1/25y squared. It is wrong. The y should be at the top. Are you okay with this? Okay, so this is the first part. I'm going to go to the second part, the second type. The second type is quite similar. It's quite similar to the first type. Let me write it. The second type is this. It's not a plus b, but instead it's a minus b. Let me do this long method first. The long method is a minus b, a minus b. So if I were to expand this bracket a minus b, a minus b. This is a long way of expanding. If I were to expand further, this a square minus ab minus ab plus b square. Remember, the minus and minus become plus. And then you get a square minus 2ab plus b square. This is a minus b square. I want you to compare this with a plus b square that you learned earlier. It is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Do you notice? The only difference is a square and a square, b square is b square. The only difference is if this is a minus, this part becomes a minus. If this is a plus, this becomes a plus. That is the only difference. Then you can substitute the formula again. Okay, we try one example. My advice to you is, after you've listened to part, the first part, type 1, then you do question 1, A to D. Then pause for a while, do part 2, then you do question 2A to 2D. And the last part, only when you have listened to part 3, do question 3 and 4. Question 5, okay, and question 5. I will do question 5 at the end. Okay, let's try some examples for the second part. Let me write the formula first. A minus b square is a square minus 2ab plus b square. This is a formula you need to memorize. Let's look at an example. Example 1 again for this. Let's say 3x minus 2 square. Again, as per usual, a square, but this time I put minus instead of plus. 2ab plus b square. So this is what I will do. This is a, this is b. Just because you put the minus here already, because the minus is already here, you don't have to consider about the negative anymore. So in this case, a is 3x. So 3x, 3x. And b is 2, 2, 2. Quite similar to the earlier case. And if I would expand this, this becomes 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. Let's try example 2. Example 2 is, for example, 4y minus 3x squared. Whenever you see the square is the same, a square minus, because you see a minus, we need to put a minus, 2ab plus b square. This is always positive. The minus only applies to the second term. And we know this is a, so we put 4y, and then let me try and find, this is b, so this is 3x, 3x. And 4 squared is actually 16y squared minus 8 times 3 is 24xy plus 9x squared. I'm going to do an example in your textbook. This is exercise 6C. I'm going to do question 2C. 2C, it looks a little bit challenging. Let's try. They ask you to expand 2/3 x minus 6 square. Again, this is what I will do. I will take a square minus 2ab plus b square. A is 2/3, so it's 2/3 x, 2/3 x, and b is 6. Sorry, this is b, so it's 6 and 6. So the answer is 4 over 9x square minus, use your calculator, 2 times 2/3 times this is 3, 2, 8x plus 36. That's the answer. So now I've completed part A and part B as the two types of questions, the first type and the second type. Now you should be able to do exercise 1A and 1A to D and question 2A to 2D. I'll stop the video right now. Go and try the questions in your workbook first, and then watch the next video for type 3.